guys, it's Brittney, or is it Brittney? Because I got black hair. Isn't Brittney blonde? I know a lot of you guys are gonna be like, oh my god, you dyed your hair black. No, I didn't do that. It's just a wig that I got at Party City. It's actually one of my Halloween wigs. Woo, I love it. So I decided, since, you know, for this video, this creepy story is called black hair, so I was like, well, I'm gonna wear like my wig so then I have black hair, and you know, just thought it just went really well. So black hair is a spooky ghost story from Japan about a man who leaves his wife for somebody younger, but then later on regrets it. So this man has been married to this woman for so long, but you know, as you age, looks fade. And pretty much this is all this man cared about was looks, because when he married his wife when they were younger, you know, he thought she was the most beautifulest thing ever. She had long, beautiful, silky black hair, big, beautiful brown eyes. But as they got older, he started thinking that she was getting ugly, which is so sickening. Like, how can you... Anyways, I could rant about people just going after people's looks and not personality, but anyways. So he thought that she was getting really old. She started getting wrinkles. Her looks were fading. He even called her fat. Like, he was really mean to her. He wasn't attracted to her anymore, so he left her. One night, the man was out at bars and clubs in search of a new romance. It wasn't long until he met a stunningly beautiful blonde girl. Now I look more like myself. My hair is probably crazy right now because of that wig, but so don't mind me. But anyway, so this young blonde girl, she was young. She was only 18 years old. She was tall and slim with long, flowy blonde hair. Shortly after dating, he wanted to marry her, and she accepted. So they got married, and the blonde girl moved in with him. As soon as they got married, the blonde girl's behavior started to change. Before the wedding, you know, she was very sweet, she was polite, but after, her attitude started to change. You know, she was mean, she had a crazy attitude. She was very rude and very, very vain. Always looking at herself in the mirror, constantly wearing lots of makeup, constantly looking to see that her makeup looked good and that she looked good. She would gaze at her own reflection for hours. She wanted his money. She forced him all the time to buy her new clothes, jewelry, whatever. One night the man came home and looked at his wife and just said, you know, like, that eyeliner, that eyeshadow, that lipstick, that fake blonde hair, it's nothing but covering up her ugliness from within. He started wishing that he never met this blonde girl because she's crazy. As the years went on, this man started to really miss his ex-wife. She may have been old and lost her looks according to this guy, but he just thought she was so caring and considerate, and he really missed that. He would cry at night just thinking about her soft voice and just how much he loved her for all of those years. He was so frustrated with himself. He needed to be with this woman again. He regretted getting a divorce. He then gradually realized that he was still in love with his first wife. Sometimes he would have dreams at night of his wife sitting alone on her bed with her hair covering her face. So, you know, when he would have those dreams, he would be up late at night just thinking to himself, you know, how is my wife doing? What is she up to these days? I need to be with her again. He was so over this blonde girl. One night, he had a bitter argument with his blonde wife, and he was like, I need to leave you. Like, I do not like you. So he just took off. He took off looking for his wife. He went to the very street, the very house that they shared a life in. He also went to this house late at night, so that is really creepy because, like, you know, if my ex-husband came back late at night and he was trying to get me back, like, I'd be like, excuse me? I mean, I don't have an ex-husband, I've never been married before. But if I did and that happened, that'd be very creepy. So as he was getting closer and closer to the house, he noticed that it started looking, you know, deserted, like nobody lived there. You know, the weeds were so tall, the windows were cracked, tiles were missing from the roof. He knocked on the front door, but nobody answered. He started, you know, trying to open the door, realized it wasn't locked, so he was in. He was in the house. As he was walking through the house was completely silent. He could hear the wind coming through the windows, howling all through the house. It was really creepy. As he was making his way up the stairs, he opened the door and he saw his wife sitting on the bed. He was startled because there was nothing in this house. You know, the house looked deserted, it was creepy, it was silent, so actually seeing his wife sit there was very terrifying. So he ran to her, told her how much that he missed her and loved her, asking her for forgiveness, saying, "I'm so sorry that I left you. I want to be with you for the rest of my life." Her face was covered with her long black hair. He then heard a very soft and sweet voice whisper in his ear, "I'm glad you came back to me. If only for a moment." "Only for a moment?" he said. "I'm back for good. What are you talking about? I want to be with you for the rest of my life." He brushed the hair, even though I already did that, away from her face, and he leaned in to kiss her with his eyes closed. When he opened his eyes, he started screaming in horror. Her face, guys. It wasn't his wife. Well, it actually was his wife, but it was her skull, her skeleton. Her skeleton was sitting on the bed. So who the heck whispered in this guy's ear? It was his wife, the ghost of his wife. He was absolutely terrified and sickened. He threw away the bones, like he tossed her skeleton aside. That's so mean. But I get it, you know, that's kind of sick, but you know, you guys know what I'm trying to say. After he threw the bones aside, he ran downstairs and ran over to a neighbor. He then demanded to know who lives in that house. The neighbor then replied, "Nobody lives in that house." The neighbor then continued saying that years ago a woman lived in that house with her husband, but her husband then left her for another woman. She was so heartbroken and upset that one day she decided to take her own life. So that is the end of that story. That is so scary, so sad. This man is a disgusting man in my opinion. Sorry guys, I have black hair like in my eyes. This wig is crazy. But let me know in the comment section below what you guys think about this story. Thank you so much for watching once again. You know, you guys rock my world. I feel like I haven't said that in so long, but you guys rock my world in the song lyrics of Michael Jackson. Hashtag team Brittney44, hashtag brother friends, hey! Hashtag GAC, known as Brittney, and I forgot to say all my links are in the description box below. My Facebook, my Twitter, my Instagram, and my Snapchat, even though I don't even snap. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!